Hello, everyone. I'm going to take a moment, make sure y'all can hear me, make sure you can see me if you're in the group in particular, because the groups, let's see, the groups get a little bit challenging on Facebook these days. Let's see if it works. Can you guys see me on Facebook? And then it gets really meta because I need to be able to see myself live on Facebook. All right, so I don't think we're streaming live on Facebook yet, which means I need to do another thing really quickly here. Live. Okay, so we are there. I see some of y'all. Come on, and you guys know what to do. Come into the chat. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you are. Actually, wait, this is different because this is my pro team. Hang on. I want you to come into the chat. I want to introduce yourself by name, by place geographically, and also tell us about your business or practice. What kind of coach are you? Who do you serve? What transformation do you stand for? And how will you celebrate when you accomplish and create your goal of becoming Tara-Nicholle Method certified? All right, come on in, and I'm going to make sure that we are on Facebook. So I see, yeah, a bunch of y'all. Hey, Fallon's here. Amazing. Dr. Evelyn is here. Hello. Warren is here from Atlanta. Hello. Joy's here. You guys come on and tell me who you are, tell me where you are, and tell me about your business or your practice. This is a super small group compared to our usual live sessions. And this is literally the A team. Okay, up in here. These people already, many of you already have coaching businesses or practices or have had success in some other area of your life and are really just stepping into this new season of congruence with what you were called, what you were designed, what you were formed, what you were handcrafted by source spirit and all that is to do. Okay, what I do need to do really quickly though is make sure that we are on Facebook because I've kind of promised that we would be on Facebook. So let me make sure that is happening because I don't actually think it's currently happening. Let's just see here. Okay, so I think let's try that. And then I need to click. There's like a new thing with Facebook where you can't go live in a group until you enter this like code. It's this whole thing. Okay, and it's not quite working still. Let me see if I can make it work if we turn it off and turn it back on. And you actually can't even do it like in advance. It won't let you do it before your life. So sorry for the time it takes, but I'd really like to get these to where y'all can actually see them in the group. And I'm not sure how to do that. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a little technical something. You know what we'll do? I'm gonna go a tiny bit off script. Hey, Nick Frick is here. Detroit is here. I'm gonna introduce you guys to Sarah Paikai, who is our head empires coach at Soul Tour. She is your success mentor in this program. Sarah, will you take a minute and just say hi to people and tell them a little bit about yourself?
I will.
Try to make sure that we able to stream to Facebook.
And getting to Facebook. Hello, everyone. Love seeing all of your messages in the chat. See that we have people. Oh, wait, can you hear me? No?
And you don't seem to be muted from my end.
Yeah, that's so weird. It shows
Mhm.
that I'm talking too. Let's see. Can
Give
you
us a
guys hear
few
me?
seconds. I can see you.
Yeah.
And
Extra camera.
but I can't hear you, sorry.
So weird. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, okay. They can hear
You can hear
me.
Sarah? Or you can hear.
Yeah.
Ah, there you are. Okay, sorry, that
Okay,
was my. All
there we
right, so
go.
Sarah, take it away.
All right. So, hi all. I was saying it's lovely to see you all in the chat and see where you guys are tuning in from. I'm super excited to be here with you all today. My name is Sarah Paikai. I am originally born and raised in Hawaii. People are always like, it's amazing. I said, yes, it's amazing if you are raising young children or you're retiring or you're vacationing in Hawaii. But as an entrepreneur, it was a little rough. They call it island time. Everything just slows all the way down. So in 2019, we moved to California from Hawaii after having been born and raised there my entire life. And now we reside in Las Vegas. And fun fact about Vegas, if you didn't know, there's a community of like 50,000 plus people who used to live in Hawaii who are now in Las Vegas. So we have a very built-in community there. And so I do a lot of strategic consulting around operations. That's my joy. That's my jam, all things business structure. And recently, in the past 3 years or so, I've been certified every which way in human design because I got really into purpose and what helps people really function as their true selves, what helps create transformation, how to get really present with your inherent strengths as a person and using that in your work with the world. So I got a little bit blend of all the things, a little bit of that island lifestyle, a little bit of that fast-paced Vegas lifestyle, some operations, some art, some energy work. And I just think, it's for me, it's been a real journey to find like how can I just be my truest self, who I am, and then with playing with this crazy idea, right? Could I just be my truest self of who I really am and also be able to transform other people's lives and create some revenue while I'm making that impact? And the answer for me has been a resounding yes. I think I doubted myself a lot through the journey because think about the clash of all those different worlds and how different some of those opposing things are. But I am so excited that you all are here being able to dive into that same journey for you, right? Really, what is going to allow you to be your truest self, your most authentic purpose, and impact as many lives as you feel that you are called to do in this season while making that money doing so. So I love that.
Yes, all of the above. All of the above. Okay, so I figured a little hack out to stream into Facebook. It's not ideal because it's just me. It's not all of us, but at least folks are there.
At least we're
And so if
documented.
you're on Facebook right now, um, it would be ideal if you actually logged in with the other link that's in your email because and maybe if AJ is on here, maybe she can go in and drop the link to our regular streaming page so that people can get the full experience. Okay. I think we're all a wild mix of stuffs, aren't we? And that's kind of what makes for the right kind of person for us. I started to actually start this off with like a little funny quiz, like how do you know that you're the right person for this program? Um, Maybe we should do it anyway. Like you've been accused of overthinking things. How many of us have been accused of overthinking things? How many of us have been accused of like taking things too seriously or being too deep, right? Or going too deep. Hey, how many of us have actually been coaching for free for our whole entire lives? You guys are supposed to drop your answers into the chat. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, girl. They always said I was too deep. My parents always said I was overthinking things. Oh, overly sensitive. You know, I some of the best coaching I do with London, who's 6 years old. And so as I teach her these things about herself. I say, you know, you are a very sensitive girl. Do you know what that means? No. That means you have super senses. It's a gift. You have super senses, right? So in tech, we talk all the time about the idea that some of the things you don't like in your favorite apps are actually features, not bugs, right? You think it's broken when it's doing that, but that was designed into it that way. It was meant to work that way. That's true of all of y'all too. All that overthinking, all that too deep, all that taking things so sensitively, those are features you were designed with, not bugs. All right. And so once you're in the right, you know what it's like if you get in the right place around the right people at the right time, all those things that seemed like they were flaws or made it hard for you in the normal world. I had a friend years ago who said, she like stopped me and was like, "You are not a normie." I'm like, "What's a normie?" She's like, she was in the 12-step program. She says, in 12-step, normies are what we call normal people. You're not a normie. So you don't have to act like a normie. And in fact, you know, a lot of us have been masking for a really long time our actual superpowers, all that depth, all that ability to be transformational just because you be, like Jessica says, she's a recovering free coach. Yes. All of that. Yes, a lot of times the bug in the app is actually a feature. That's just my secret coming out of Silicon Valley, guys. You think that it's Facebook is messed up because it works like that, but Facebook built that for a reason. So yeah, all of that stuff. In this world, in the world of being a Tara-Nicholle Method certified, you fill the blank in. Coach, consultant, entrepreneur, transformational leader in a company. These things about you become features and not bugs. And you will begin to magnetize in and attract in the other human beings around you who desire, admire, appreciate, and will pay for those things that somebody else told you was a bug. All right, so this is my long way of saying welcome to our grand opening ceremony. I am just delighted you guys are here. I'm delighted to see the energy on the Facebook group already. I'm delighted to see the energy coming into my inbox. And I'm very delighted because I love progress. I love momentum. I'm delighted that we are moving forward. And I will say, you kind of cracked me up when you were talking about island time a minute ago, Sarah, because sometimes Tara-Nicholle Method time can feel a little like island time. And I say that just because we don't necessarily run on the same pace as like the world does. You know, a lot of our world wants you to get things done and get them done quick and check them off the box and then go take a nap or die. And we don't really work like that. So I'm going to talk about what this season will feel like to you, including on subjects like pace. But just know, you know, some of you do know me well enough to know that I am very much a recovering Lone Ranger. This particular time of co-creation and collaboration and innovation that we're doing together, because y'all are first class. You are, and I mean that in every way. I'm going to probably overdo the double entendres today, Sarah, because these are the people that appreciate a good double entendre.
It's appropriate for the room and occasion. What can we say?
Yes, it's opening ceremony. So we're going to do an inner pipeline opening ritual. All right. So I'm excited about this exchange of energy and electricity. And oh, my first class double entendre. So you are the first class in this program, and you're also going to get kind of a first class experience. And think about when I say that, and I'm a little bit modeling kind of some of what I do when I coach. This is almost like archetypes work. All right. The way that archetypes work is that all of humanity has used the same patterns of emotion and thought and behavior for all of time. So if I tell you we are being queen or king, we are being goddess or warrior or lover, your shoulder blades drop back when I say we're being queen because you know how queens be. I don't, that it's a shortcut. All right. So when I say you're in first class, and I mean that in the plain kind of PLANE kind of way, you know what that means too. First class is the upgrade. First class is at the front. First class has more space than everybody else. First class gets better service. First class gets edible food. You know what I mean? Everybody else is getting some other stuff. So this, you are in first class. And just to play the plane metaphor out a tiny bit more, you are in first class, and y'all also know how I do, which is I build the plane as I fly it. So we are creating this. You in first class are literally co-creating this program with me. Part of what I'm going to do today is like forecast for you what you can expect as this program unfolds and over the next like 8 weeks and then 12 weeks and then a little bit even beyond that. And I also want you to know that like this is not a bunch of recordings just that I pulled from a bunch of old stuff that I taught. We are creating this live to equip you with what you need to create the low stress and high income business or career that you know you were designed to have. So if we get to week 6 or 9 or whatever, and y'all need more of something, we will create more of the something. Right. So what you're going to get today is like my pretty clear, like I am a curriculum designer, pretty clear roadmap for the weeks ahead. And also if we need more, or if we need a little zhuzh, or if things need to, be a little different, we will create that with you and for you. And then, those that weren't in first class will get the benefit of your help co-creating this with us. All right. Okay. So let's talk a little bit. I'm going to go back and forth as we do this little ceremony today, where I'm going to guide you through the ceremony and what to expect and some important little points. And I'm also going to kind of like I'm not going to be teaching the whole time, but I can't turn it all the way off. So I'm going to also like take a little moment here and there to be like, okay, like right now, I always like to begin a coaching program with someone, a coaching engagement, a course, a session with intention setting and with stating my intentions. So you see, we've done that in kind of a macro way where I've asked you to state and declare your intentions in the Facebook group. And I'm also going to state and declare my intentions for this time together. And every time we get together, I will do that. And this time I'm going to do it in a way that also just teaches a little bit about ceremony and ritual, because ritual is built into some of the core skill sets of being a leader, a transformational being in the Tara-Nicholle method. Okay. So ceremony and ritual, why are we here today gathering? We're here today gathering because I wanted us to take a little bit of a sacred pause. I wanted us to name and honor this season of change that we're embarking upon together. I wanted to connect us, have a little moment in time where we get connected, and we may even do some deeper things on connecting in a way that allows you to feel held and allows you to feel seen and allows you to feel supported, just like I see you guys doing with each other in the chat right now. Ceremonies are usually like a container of time or place that hold the space for several different rituals. Rituals are things you can do every day, like we do when we do our daily ritual, right? When we do our sitting and writing and making daily declarations and movement. Ceremony is usually something that's more to commemorate or celebrate a transition in the life cycle of the thing. All right. It's a moment in time to mark this time as sacred, to remind ourselves why this is important, and to like slow us down a little bit, back to that pace conversation. Slow us down. I don't know if you guys have ever heard me say the Wordsworth quote about how when human beings are born, they're born trailing clouds of glory, right? I think of this all the time because I'm like, we came from the God blob and we had all the God blob glory in us. And then when we're born, those clouds of all that are still around us. And then I think if you're born in the United States in particular, then you just start moving so fast from the time you're a newborn. They take you off to the nursery and they da-da-da-da-da. It's like your clouds of glory can't quite catch back up with you. And this is how we forget that we're actually made out of the limitless love and the infinite intelligence and the creative power that formed all worlds. We forget because we're moving so fast. And instead, the lies of culture catch up with us, right? Until we check in, until we take a pause from whatever we've been doing. I want us to open our sacred space together until we slow down and like name what is real and what is right now for us so we can recognize where we are so that we can jointly explore where we want to go. Okay. So that's my mini lesson on ceremony and ritual. And I want you to know that like this is kind of a beautiful this is the Tara-Nicholle method certification is going to be an inner workshop in the form of an outer workshop. So you're going to be having an inner experience of transformation at the same time as you're learning how to guide other people through their experience of transformation. And one thing that we do in this method is we get in alignment with divine order, AKA the laws of the universe, AKA the laws of nature. All right. And some of those laws include that you've heard the song, for everything there is a season. Every growth and change are constant in this universe. That's why being stuck or stagnant or not being able to make progress feels so bad because they are like the opposite of divine order. That's why when we stop saying things like I'm stuck or the struggle is real, the stuck and the struggle start to dissolve. And things that feel like magic kind of start happening to you. It's not magic. That's actually how life is supposed to be, right? There's always a natural next step to where you're trying to go that's lighting up before you. And also in nature, transformation doesn't go from this to this. Quantum leaps aren't actually that natural. They're supernatural, right? So in nature, all transformation requires some gestation. All evolution is actual gradual. All right. So what we're doing when we come into a ceremony like this is aligning with divine order, gradually on-ramping into this time of transformation. Some folks are going to release some things that need releasing. We can celebrate together the new thing that we're creating. And I get to take a moment to like bless our time together and speak some life into your dreams and goals. And we'll have a little fun together too. All right. So I'm going to actually guide us through a sacred space. I don't do this. Those of you who know everything about Tara know that I used to always do a deep sacred space opening at the beginning of all sessions. And we don't have the luxury of time. You'll see that there's an evolution happening in humanity right now where like rapidity is actually important. So we don't do that in every session, but we are going to do that at the beginning of our time together here. So I'm going to open the sacred space together. If you like to light a candle to make it sacred, light a candle to make it sacred. It'd be great if you would grab a piece of paper or a journal. It'd be great if it was like for handwriting, not online, please. Just this time, it usually doesn't matter. Get your cashmere, whatever. Get your cashmere blankie or sweater or whatever you do to get in your most comfortable spot. And just, get comfortable. Let all your clouds of glory catch up with you. All right. Kind of reel your attentions and your energies back in from whatever you were doing or thinking about before this, whatever else you got to do today. Take a deep breath and let your heart rate slow down. Let your thoughts slow down. Make sure your weight is equally distributed on your chair or on the couch or the floor, wherever you're sitting. Make sure you can feel the support under you. I want you to spend a lot of time thinking about tuning into the support that is all under you and all around you all the time. The support of the floor, the ground under the floor, the earth under that. Maybe you even want to visualize or imagine roots growing out from your body and connecting all the way, breaking through the floor, through the earth, connecting all the way to the center of the earth. So you can be supported and nourished and fed and fueled by all that is. And just take some deep abdominal breaths in your own time. As I remind you of a couple things and then open our sacred space together. I want to remind you of how you came here. Pure, perfect, whole, complete, soul, spirit, a droplet of the divine ocean. Every cell in you programmed with infinite intelligence, connected in with all the rest of the universe to breathe you to life over and over again, 22,000 times a day. No work required from you. You came here with a sacred contract. You came here with trillion sacred contracts. This agreement you had with the universe that once you arrived, all eternal soul and spirit in this physical body, that you would learn and be and learn and do and learn and have and learn and create and learn and experience and learn and learn and learn. And you came here with the irrevocable guarantee from God, Source, Spirit, all that is this universe, whatever higher power name floats your boat, guaranteed you that you would have all the resources you would need to live exactly the experience you came here to live, to play exactly the role in human evolution you came here to play. You came here in a state called free. And you also came here with an inevitable journey that you would take through family, through culture, through personal life and disappointments and conditioning. And that journey would cause you to pick up some baggage. That journey would cause you to, forget your divinity. That journey might even begin to obscure your most powerful strengths and your sacred gifts. That's why Jung called it not just your shadow, but your golden shadow. So here's the thing. When you came here on a beautiful journey into those thought habits and trances and conditioning and maybe some repression, and then also the part of the journey that we're embarking upon now, out from under the influence of all of that, straight into your big self energy, straight into your big self era, straight into your big dreams, the missions and desires you have that change the world around you, change the people around you, and change you in the process. And so we're starting this journey with some really good news. That journey is not just a journey of freedom. It's a journey of radical, incredible, joyful liberation. All right? Radical, incredible, joyful liberation. Your objectives when you came here included that you would learn how to experience the steady, solid, plugged in, knowing, stable, enduring joy that comes when you open your arms wide, which you might want to do right where you're seated, and your mind wide, and your inner pipeline wide to receive everything this universe has for you. All the gifts of your golden shadow, all the wisdom, the insight, the clarity, the energy, the fuel, the wave after wave of self-love and self-awareness and self-respect that flows to you when you begin to practice reclaiming every part of you, extending warm, open arms to even the things you used to call your inner demons, because you've come to see that they won't do you in. They're simply opening new doors to a solid, resilient, steadfast, joyful, successful way of being that isn't so volatile and knocked down and around by the ups and downs of life and business. So, yeah, you came here for freedom or radical liberation. You came here for joy. As for growth, your growth is just an inevitable thing you do when you're not holding yourself back from being who you are. Okay? It's a feature, not a bug. Now, there's one more of the 3 high-level spiritual objectives that we serve as Tara-Nicholle Method certified practitioners and professionals and entrepreneurs. And that third objective includes the objective you had when you came here, to learn how to stop divorcing or withholding love and acceptance from either the painful or the powerful parts of who you are, and instead start integrating it all, becoming more and more whole, becoming more and more spiritually mature, filling out every inch of your own skin as you go. So these are the 3 high-level spiritual objectives of an awakening human: radical liberation, joy, and wholeness. And just like I say to London, when I think about what her inheritance might be, it's all everything. I told her today, everything mine is yours. These things are your divine inheritance: liberation, wholeness, and joy. And I'm here to let you know that they are already yours. All right? They are already yours. So every single time you sit and get still, every single time you take your inner retreat, every single time you do a daily ritual, every time you sit still so that you can get your downloads, because the wise inner being within you already knows every single thing you will ever need to know to create what you came here to create. Every time you decide to log on to the certification hub and receive the wisdom from the modules, every time you become aware of an uncomfortable realization within you, you're just receiving more and more and more and more of your divine inheritance of wholeness, joy, and liberation. All right. So as we open this sacred space and experience together, I want to guide you through a little moment of opening your inner pipeline wide to that mode where it's just receiving, 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 receiving. Okay? So, right where you are, right where you're seated, I kind of want you to sink as far into the support of whatever you're sitting on as your body can do. I want you to let every part of you unwind as you take 3 grounding, deep breaths. I want you to let every limb grow heavy. I want you to let your limbs rest. You need no muscle tension for this exercise. Your body already knows exactly what to do. I want you to allow your mind's eye or your imagination to envision the circle that contains all universal resources, contains all the love and light and growth and energy and life in this universe. In this circle, all of those resources are available to you for the purpose of you fulfilling your big self, your potentials, your desires, dreams, and goals. And I want you to just sit for a moment. I want you to allow yourself to hear, allow your mind to note, and maybe even lightly touch all the sounds and sensations around you, all the sounds and sights that are happening in the circle. Just allow yourself to sense and feel everything around you. And as you breathe, as you inhale and then exhale, I want you to allow the kinks to kind of work themselves out of your inner pipeline. I want you on every exhale to let your body relax 1 degree more. Two more breaths like this, letting your inner pipeline sort of fall open a little wider with every second. And when you're ready, I want you to kind of tip your head up a little bit, kind of like you're smelling a flower or candle maybe is over there. It smells really good. And I want you to feel or imagine a flood of glowing, pulsing, living, liquid light and love and life force energy flowing into the top of your head and filling your entire body from your feet up. Tune into what it feels like to let this glowing stream pour into you. Let it touch all of your tense and tight spots. Let it touch any places that feel constricted or hard. Let it thaw out anything that feels frozen on its way down to your feet. And I want you to allow your feet to fill up. Feel the liquid light coursing in and beginning to fill up your calves and your legs. Allow this liquid light to infuse every cell in your thighs and your pelvis. That should release your tailbone a little bit. You might even hear your spine crack a little bit, releasing any tension as your body's weight spreads out equally on your seat and your legs. Allow this to fill up your belly and to ease any tension or tightness in your chest. Let it melt any hardness in your chest or around your heart, your shoulders, your neck. I want you to allow this glowing and flowing liquid to relieve and release any tension in your jaw or behind your eyes, or any tightness that's in your temples or in the crown of your head. And as this fills you up, Feel your mitochondria. Feel the little doors in your cells open up to receive the love and the glow of all divine prosperity, the limitless love and the creative power and the radical well being that formed this entire universe. I want you to receive every spiritual and physical and biochemical micronutrient you need. And as that floods in, feel the stress hormones just dissipate and dissolve out of your entire being. The adrenaline dissolves away. The cortisol dissolves away. Replaced gradually and fully with light and love and life and source. And I want you to take one more minute to just sit like this, receiving, being filled up, inhaling warmth, exhaling yourself open, receiving even more for just one more moment. May our brains come fully online. May our minds become fully aware and come into this present moment. May our souls be awakened and our hearts connected by the time we spend together today and for this next 12 weeks and beyond. And may our spirits come into maximum receptive mode as we gather and learn today. Okay, take one final deep breath and come back into the room. And maybe just type the word open in the chat when you're ready. That's what I meant by the other kind of opening. Yes, we're opening this program, but we're also opening up to receive, to receive, to receive. And yes, you're going to receive from me. You're going to receive from Sarah. You're going to receive from our teachers. And you're going to receive from all over, in every area of your life. I want you to know that now that you're tuned to the channel of open for this purpose, your eye will fall on books that you never really paid attention to anymore. People will say things to you and you'll hear it in a different way. You'll find resources will come to you at the perfect place and the perfect time. This is not just a you and me, us and you journey. This is now a universal co-creation experience that you've kicked off, whether you knew it or not. And yes, your job is to decide what you desire because it's the thing that you're being called to. And to collaborate with me and with Sarah and with the source and spirit and the clients you'll serve for on the how. But no, I have always had 100 coaches at the same time. No, I always have 3 or 4 like teachers or guides or therapists or consultants, or I take classes all the time. I learn from the people. I hire people smarter than me, and I learn from them. So all of your how isn't just going to come through this program. You're now going to start to see lots of other golden opportunities around you. In fact, sometimes I have a list with all y'all's names on it that I have handy as I do my own like intention setting and prayers and stuff for the day. I can show it to you. Seriously, I have this list, and I kind of know a lot of y'all and some of y'all don't. And I kind of go through and I have things that I'm thinking about and intending for you. Oh, there you go. Can you guys see that list? And so I'm thinking about that all the time, and things even occur to me that haven't. So when we say we're open to receive all this universe has for you, you got to remember, I tell the story about my friend Artie. Artie says sometimes the muse downloads to you a 25-year business plan or the best business idea ever. And sometimes the muse just tells you to go get a burrito. And you obey no matter what. Because sometimes at the burrito spot, you'll meet the client of your favorite client ever or the love of your life. You don't know. So you just show up, all right? And we'll show up and we'll create this together. All right. Hey, Tanisha. Okay, so we talked about being first class in this program. We talked about seeing what needs seeing and saying what needs saying. Well, I have that commitment and I ask you to, let me say a couple things. I will never teach you something I did not do myself first. I will never teach you something I did not learn through my own experience first. I want to give you wholehearted permission to now begin doing that with your clients too. Now begin, maybe you are on the list, Warren. Actually, I have a special note by your spot on the list. Let me show you. I can't, it's hard for me to, I can't actually see what's on the screen and be in the deck at the same time. So I'm going to have to, but like here, look, like Warren is our sole male in first class. And so I'm thinking about that all the time and about how to, like, that's important because men need this work too. So yeah, Warren, you're on the list. Don't you worry about it. All y'all are. So let me see, let me get back to there. All right. So I want to give you permission to do this with your clients too. Every time you come into an experience in our program or in any other program, now you are like, to be a Tara-Nicholle Method certified anybody, you got to become a student of life. You got to become a student of yourself. You got to become a student of humanity. You got to become a student of spirit and transformation. And so everywhere you go now, you'll be picking up things that you want to bring to the people that you serve. Like the Tara-Nicholle Method, as you know it, is basically is a synthesis, a very intentional, very frameworked, very methodical synthesis of things, synthesis and build on things that were taught to me, things that I learned, things that I've gathered up across my 48 years and 14 lifetimes or whatever before that. Okay. So I want you now, when I do a guided practice like that, you're going to have a lot of activation scripts and visualization scripts in your toolboxes. But if you like the thing that I just said to you, you can kind of say, hey, like, I like that. I want to do something like that with my students and or clients. And you can create something like that on your own. You can use your feedback opportunities with us, your support calls with us to get help creating that. But from now on, all of the world and your whole experience in it kind of becomes your own clay that you get to mold into what you bring to your clients. Okay. And the things that I bring to you and share with you, you are encouraged, not just allowed to, you're encouraged to synthesize and integrate with your own personality, with your own background, you don't have to do it the way Tara does it, is what I'm saying. You get to synthesize it with your own you. And yes, Evelyn, it is like your mom's prayer list, because that's literally what my grandma did for me my whole life. My grandma had lists of people and she had names. This is Black Church Lady stuff 101. Black Church Lady 101 is you have lists of people that you pray for. And I knew for sure I had been prayed for like that for generations before I was even born. And I tell London that she also was prayed for forever before she was born. And it is a gift. And so that's the thing. I came up in Black Church lady lineage. So if I study Jungian psychology, I integrate it with Black Church lady vibes. And then that's how I bring it to my clients. You guys get to do the same thing. Whatever your culture is, you get to kind of pick and choose and mix things up. And that's what makes the work that your clients do with you like uniquely you, even though you're using a method, my method. Okay, so that's one thing. I'll never teach you something I didn't do first. And I want you to start having that lens on the world and your own personal growth too. Like I'll actually teach you a skill set that I call bibliotherapy, which is how to use books in your practice with your coaching clients and consulting clients. But a lot of how I came up with the way I do bibliotherapy was just, I read a lot. I read a lot of self-help books. And when I would, read a tool that I really liked, I would either use it straight. Sometimes I would use it. You guys know if you've been in Lifestyle and Money Mastery, I use it straight out of the book. And not only will I use it out of the book, I'll quote the book. I'll quote the author of the book. I'll give you the link to the book. I'll tell you to buy the book because you may need to go deeper. I might bring you one practice out of the book. You might be blessed by going way deeper with that book. And readers tend to attract readers. So, like, your clients will love it. You may not have time to do everything in a book like this with your clients, but they will love if you have read enough and know enough about, enough things that you can recommend books and recommend to them how to use them. And so we'll even have a whole segment on bibliotherapy in there. And that's really my long way of saying, as you come across things, tools that you like, something that you read that's important, use that in your social media content, use that in your actual practice with your clients. You don't need to feel pressure to make it all up yourself. Let that go, because let me tell you something, ain't nothing new been created in the human experience for about 10,000 years, okay? Nothing is new. The only thing that you can do that's unique is be you and bring your experience and mix it all together in your own way. Okay, so that's what we encourage you to do. All right, one of the other commitments of a Tara-Nicholle Method coach, consultant, practitioner, entrepreneur, leader is that we make a commitment to see what needs seeing and say what needs saying. Write that one down, guys. See what needs seeing, say what needs saying. That does require craft. It requires craft both to see it and to say it in ways that power transformation versus pissing people off and triggering the hell out of them. But I will say this, where it begins is with you seeing what needs seeing and saying what needs saying to you about you. All right. So a lot of this journey that we're going to be on together is going to include, like I said, it's going to feel like an inner workshop within an outer workshop. And one of the things that I recently saw within myself and within my own business and said to myself about my own business was that in the focus on doing what, we all have done and have been taught to do, which is very problem solution oriented marketing, I had activated a little bit too much struggle energy in the marketing and in the business. And yes, I'm like kind of the world expert on dissolving self-sabotage and healing it at its roots and liberating people from that. And also, I've seen a need to clear the energy grid of my own marketing and my own business, because what I want to be doing is not calling forth and activating the struggle and being in the struggle. What I want to do is what I think we are doing with you guys as kind of this special sort of first group in this energetic pivot of Soul Tour, which is calling forth your greatness. All right. So if you've been with us for a really long time, you're going to see some really different language in some of the things, like in some of the diagnostics and some of the congruence codes and how we talk about them now, because we've been doing this work long enough that we see what things actually sort of hook on to people's self-judgment and hook on to their desire to sort of label themselves and to stay in the comfort zone box of like, oh, I'm a projector, I can only do this. You know what I mean? And we've also seen what it looks like when we hold you as super powerful and call forth that greatness. All right. And so I'm naming that for you because you're going to see some things that look and feel really different. And I want you to know that within the work, the way you're being taught it, are magnets for the empowered customer, the empowered client, the empowered buyer of coaching services and consulting services, so that that's what you attract, okay, in your business. Let's see. Okay, so I want you, I'm trying to kind of want to talk I want to do a little exercise, a little ritual exercise Well, actually, let me just speak a couple things. I'm going to take the time I need to take. So in that same vein, I used to teach all the time that like all crisis is a portal for you to disrupt what you need to disrupt about the story you've been living, and that is true. And also, we don't only have to teach that through the lens of crisis, because all transitions are portals. Right? And so just this time of transition, of you stepping into your greatness, you coming into this new season, you coming into this new program, you have the ability to take advantage of this time as a portal that allows for you to disrupt not just the story you've been living about, like, ain't got no clients, no money, or whatever. This is an opportunity for you to like pivot to whatever the very most powerful upgraded story of your life and of you is. You get to write it. And you get to know, and you need to know, that all transitions are uncomfortable, not just for you, but also for your clients. This is true even for your desired transitions and desired upgrades. There's going to be some discomfort. There's going to be some stuff you got to let go of to create space for the new things you're calling in. So this is me activating and invoking the protocol I've called the Cashmere Blankie Protocol. Who knows what the Cashmere Blankie Protocol is? And I'm going to issue you like a little bit of a Cashmere Blankie challenge here. But you guys can actually drop answers into the chat. Tell me how you guys have used the Cashmere Blankie Protocol if you know it in the past. The idea of the Cashmere Blankie Protocol is to know going into a season of transition that it's gonna be uncomfortable, and to set yourself up for success by like making as much of your life feel like a cashmere blankie as you possibly can. You know the growth is going to feel uncomfortable, and you don't want to push yourself past the edge of discomfort that makes it tempting for you to retreat right on the brink of your breakthrough. So instead, what you do is like get more help, have your housekeeper come more often, like feed yourself your favorite meals all the time. If you're like me, maybe you get a Reese's peanut butter cup every once in a while. You literally, I like cashmere. So like have soft things, put beautiful things on and around your body, really love yourself up, because you know that there's going to be this piece of your life that is the growth edge, where you got to get out of your comfort zone to grow. And Jackie Davies says she's in the Cashmere Blankie Protocol right now. That's right. You're doing it right. The other protocol I would talk to you about, I have not ever named this at all, but I kind of I do it in my own practice a lot. And there's really, let me say this. However you do transformation, there's a need to, if you're going to be a transformation athlete, which is kind of what we are. Because again, you can't bring your clients to a place you haven't been. So you got to be in constant, growth mode, upgrade mode. You need to kind of experiment with what works best for you in these times. Some people really benefit from super tiny baby steps, and super tiny, keep everything in your life the same, except this one area in which you're growing, and just take little baby steps on that. Other people kind of benefit from what I think of as like a transformation stacking protocol. I'm like, if I'm going to be uncomfortable, I might as well make changes that I want to make in a bunch of, like when I graduated from grad school like 25 years ago, I got divorced, lost 60 pounds, moved to the Bay Area, and started law school in like a 3-month period of time. I just did it all. I was like, if I'm going to be uncomfortable at all, I want the whole life like upgrade all at one time. And that kind of was great for me. So I want you to like decide what really works for you. Do you want to are there other changes you would like to make in your life at the same time? Or yes, the 21-day Do Your Dream program is a beautiful program. It's available to you guys if you need it. Email support@soultour.com. But it's a good model for how I guide people who want to make baby steps on a project. Okay. So I want you to grab that piece of paper I asked you to grab. I want you to make it into quadrants. So you'll draw like a big kind of cross in the middle so that there are 4 sections. We're going to do this little ritual moment. In the top left, I want you to write the word, you're labeling these quadrants, okay? In the top left quadrant, I want you to write the word receive. In the bottom left, I want you to write the word release. In the upper right, you're going to write the word create. And in the bottom right, you're going to write the word love. This is an energetic upgrade on an exercise we've done a lot with different words than this, but this is the elevated way. Okay, so receive, release, create, and love. I want you to take a few minutes right now. And under receive, I want you to list out the things that you want to receive in the next, let's say 6 months. Can be in any kind of way. It can be in your heart, can be in your bank account, can be in your body, can be in a relationship, can be new clients, can be whatever you want. I'll give you like 2 minutes. Rapid fire. First answer is the best answer. If you should come across something you want to share, drop it into the chat. Okay, release. Now, release is a little more self-explanatory, but I want to contrast some energies for you to pinpoint the importance of our language. So this might be where you drop something you want to purge, like in kind of intentional vacuuming, or something you want to shed, or maybe you even want to list something you've already outgrown or shed here. I like the energy of release because it feels very effortless. And I think sometimes with purge, it feels like it needs to be hard and it needs to be a project. I like the visual of the snake shedding its skin. It just outgrew it. The skin ain't got to be bad or wrong. And the snake sheds its skin not by standing still, but by moving forward. The faster the snake moves forward, the faster the skin sheds. All right. That is an example of metaphor in coaching, by the way. So for me, when I did this, it's like, what are the things that I felt a need to believe or needed to overcomplicate or overthink? What are the things that I've been dreading that I want to let go of? And I will say at this stage, a lot of people start this sort of a program with a strong dread of selling, selling your own services, selling yourself, talking about yourself. If you have that, please write that under the release. You can release the dread of selling your own services. Okay, and this is also a good stage for a place to put things that you just want to, energies you want to clear. And I've given you the intentional vacuuming exercise, which is a clearing ritual. Also, taking baths or taking, and make it sacred yourself. You can say a mantra or a prayer as you take a bath and make that bath into a ritual clearing bath. All right, the top right quadrant was for create. This is what do you want to develop, nurture, cultivate in your life, in your business, in your practice, in your career. You might want to list like a commitment you want to cultivate here. Maybe you just want to cultivate your business or cultivate wealth. Maybe there are specific relationships. Like I have very specific clients that I list there because I want to cultivate those particular relationships. And then the bottom right quadrant is for love. Love, I hope that when you get started here, you almost don't want to stop. What are the things you love about yourself? What are the things that you love about your work? What are the things you love about your life? Let this little quadrant be a brief, but maybe just get back at it after I guide you through the rest of this. A brief rampage of like self-love and self-appreciation. Because what you notice and focus on in this way is kind of like you're placing that cosmic order for more, please, more, please. What do you want more of? Appreciate it. Okay. And so you can come back to this ritual if you don't feel like you've had enough time to complete it after we're done here today. I love this ritual because I like to take the release part and burn it, literally release it. And I like to take the create and cultivate and receive part and put it in your God box. If you don't know that exercise, we'll certainly share it during the program, but a lot of you do know that exercise where you just kind of get to put it in your God box, and whatever you put in the box, you kind of declare that it now comes to pass in a perfect way, and then you like walk away. You don't go out and just try to hammer at it, but it's really, really powerful. Okay, so that's a little God box ritual for what you're going to create and cultivate with us. I want to take a minute and actually get logistical and walk you through. I want to show you the hub for those of you who have, I like this. You guys have great stuff in here. Okay. I'm ready to release weight and dismissiveness, self-sabotage. Sherry says, I release the idea that work is tied to income. I'm going to tell y'all right now, think of the who have you heard of in the world that has the highest income? Like, I don't know, I always think of like Jeff Bezos. Who do you think of, Sarah? Who in the world, who comes to mind when you think of like person who has a lot of income?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Okay. Question number 2. Who is the hardest working person you've ever thought of?
Do they have to still be present with us and alive right now? Steve Jobs.
I'm going to say my housekeeper, Mafalda, because she totally busts ass. So as you can see, the person who works the hardest is not necessarily the person who has the highest income. Like I'd be seeing Bezos on that yacht all day on Business Insider.
That's a really good reflection. I love that.
Yes. So like, yes, Sherry, like work and income are not directly proportional at all. Because there's a leverage that businesses have. Actually, I've been teaching London about this a lot lately, like the leverage that you have when you own a business. Right now, she wants to be a heart surgeon. Do y'all know that I spend my days watching open heart surgery videos with my 6-year-old? Like that is what we watch. And I'm like, great, you can be a heart surgeon, but then you also need to own a surgery center. Because like if it's just work for hours, even if it's high dollar work for hours, it's still work for hours. And yes, some of the hardest working people in this world are very poor. So there's a leverage involved to creating wealth. That is where we're going to get. All right. So I want to show you. Okay. I want to show you. I have so many things I want to say and not time enough to say them all. I want to preview the hub for you really quickly. Let's do that. How many of you guys have already logged into the hub and done the onboarding? It's very beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna show you the hub. If you haven't logged into it, log into it today, tomorrow at the absolute latest. I'm gonna see if I can show you into it. I'm gonna scroll a little bit, even though I can't really see what you guys are seeing. Sarah, let me know if any of this doesn't look right or if you're not seeing it. Okay, so when you log into the hub, you won't see this first thing the first time. You'll see like a video from me, and then it'll ask you a few questions, and it'll go back and forth like that. There are like a few short videos and a few questions that you need to answer, and then you'll come into this. I want you to notice that in the hub, as you can see, all of the modules are locked right now. because I'm going to begin unlocking modules. We will unlock the first principles module. This is like foundations and energetics of the Tara-Nicholle method. We'll unlock that Thursday, this coming Thursday. And then every Thursday, we'll unlock a new module. Okay. If we feel like there's too much for you to swallow in any one module, we may insert an integration week somewhere in here, but right now we're planning on unlocking one module per week. I'm scrolling down because I want you to see that there's a live session calendar here. Mine is not accurate because there are dates. Oh, I see. Here we go. So yeah, there's a live session calendar here. You can click, see it says click the RSS icon. If you click that icon, it will actually add all of our live session calendar to your personal calendar. This calendar is dynamic, meaning it syncs and self-updates in real time, so that as we add cool stuff for you, it will add automatically to your personal calendar. If you prefer to work with a hard copy calendar, you can just click the printer icon right here and print it out. And if you continue to scroll down this page, I think the only other thing is a link to the community, which is where you will find the members of your new success squad. This community is only for members of this program. It's not all Soul Tour members, right? So there are two community options that you have, and you should be in both. One is the WhatsApp group, which is all Soul Tour members, and one is for just this community on Facebook. I encourage you to click this, join, introduce yourself, like engage with your whole heart. You'll get a lot out of it. And then also do the same on the WhatsApp group, right? Click that and come into that. Here, there's just cool stuff for you to see. There's bonuses. There's the blueprint. If you were in the 5-day live training, there's another link to community, and there's a little link to support where you can always go to, either figure out how to get to support at soultour.com. You can book your call with Sarah here, I believe. Everyone on this call will get a bonus 15-minute one-on-one success mentor call with Sarah.
And I saw bookings coming through this morning, so I'm excited.
Awesome. You get one. I just need to say this. You get one. You get one of those 15-minute calls with Sarah. If you need more support than that as we go, come to support and click the Invest in Support button, and there are several ways you can get support. You can get 12 weeks of WhatsApp support from me. You can get 8 weeks of calls with Sarah. It's 3 20-minute calls in the 8 weeks. Sarah is a human design master, by the way, specifically for business. So if I were a student right now, I would probably, the first thing I would do is actually click this, invest in this, and send her my human design chart so I could get some personal input from an expert on how to integrate my human design into my business. And then you can get VIP calls, 3 20-minute VIP calls with me. These prices double after 8 weeks if there's space at all after the 8 weeks. Okay, so we will send you an email next week with these options. But some people have already started to enroll in these, and we only have a couple spots because we just don't have a ton of time. So if I were you and I thought I wanted any of these, I would get them while they are 50% off. And you can find these links here under Invest in One-on-One Support. Okay. Is there anything else I need to say about here? Bonuses. Some of the bonuses are the promised bonuses. Like the Spiritual Economics for Entrepreneurs, the 7-Day Money and Success Accelerator, again, booking your call with Sarah. Some of these are just new things that I'm creating that I just wanted to share with you. I have a book list here of my 70 most frequently recommended books, the books that I recommend to my clients. I have a list here of some of my favorite online business teachers and the software programs that we use to run our business at Soul Tour. And then I wanted to, the Launch Dirty playbook is here. The Life, Self, and Money Mastery program, I just need to make sure that you guys know you are entitled to that program as one of your bonuses. If you're not getting those emails, email support@soultour.com for help. Okay. does anyone have questions about the hub? It's really super straightforward. If you've been in our other programs, you see that we've changed platforms and we've put a ton of thought into how to deliver this information in ways that are very non-overwhelming and promote the transformation you came for. So I'm very all ears to your input and feedback on this. Okay. All right. Great. And Sherry's great. Yes. We thought a lot about this logo and had this like brilliant artist in Istanbul actually create it. Okay, because I want you guys to have a logo that you're proud to like have on your business cards, websites, whatever. Like it needed to be art. Y'all know how I feel. It needs to be art. Okay. Let's see. So and we'll always have more bonuses coming. Oh, I wanted to preview the live sessions for you. So we have, let's see. Can you guys actually see the website still, Sarah? No. Here. There. Okay. So I wanted to actually go over what some of these live sessions are. So today we're doing certification first class. Thursday we have the State of the Soul sermon. That's the only time all month that I gather together all students from all Soul Tour programs to give you guys like an hour of like literally the download that I'm getting for you in that season. I do something similar but shorter and just a little scrappier on at the beginning of the week, usually with your weekly member message. Definitely open those and listen to those. And then every Thursday, I'm dropping actual module content. I wanted to share that we have a couple of share this tab instead. Okay, you should be able to see, this is our behind the scenes like key dates list. I wanted to share that we have 3, I haven't ever done this before, but I think people need it and I'm excited about it. We have 3 immersion days where we're gonna have like a longer time together, like a 3-hour experience together. For each of these immersion days, there's one September 26th, one October 10th, one November 7th. For each of these days, we're going to have a guest expert come speak, one of my business besties. Nicole Barham is currently the CFO of my company, Soul Tour. Regina Najanu is this brilliant teacher who has like a very settled nervous system, very streamlined, clear, powerful, effective approach to content and social media. And like monetizing. So you're not creating content all day, every day. And then we have actually one more. I have Anyeti Essien. I don't know if you guys know Anyeti, but she runs something called Swagger School that's all about how coaches and consultants can get B2B contracts, either for executive coaching or just like for consulting. So she's agreed to come, I think, October 24th. And then on November 7th, we have my friend Chloe. Chloe actually just wrote a big piece in the Harvard Business Review about why we should not be calling why we should stop using the word underrepresented and use like underrecognized. But she is a visibility and personal branding expert, so she's going to be coming. So on these immersion days, we're going to have an amazing guest expert with something super relevant to your business. I will also teach a little bit of a marketing quick start, how to get to your first 12K, how to get to your first 100K, how to get to your first 250K, like with a specific roadmap. And then the last hour will be like Q&A with me and or implementation deep dive with Sarah. So these are all going to be they're all on your calendar if you've already clicked that RSS link. Halfway through the program, I'll be sending you a little check-in via like an email survey, and I need you to actually answer it. And let's see, and then we'll have a graduation ceremony. We had a grand opening. We'll have a grand closing on November 27th. In between there's all of the Momentum Mondays from Life, Self, and Money Mastery. You are welcome to attend, and if you find them to be too much, you don't have to attend. Same with Make It Rain Monday with Lori. You're welcome to attend, and you don't have to attend. The State of the Soul sermons are great. You should attend them, and there's no homework coming out of them. So, if you can get to them, you should. At the end, I want to share how our time together is going to be broken up. Okay. So as you can see, this is the first, it's actually 9 modules. And these modules I will deliver to you over the next 8-ish weeks. This is the hub only for the Tara-Nicholle Method certification. We are building 3 separate hubs for the 3 separate components of your program. So we will have the Tara-Nicholle Method certification, including, all of the training in the core skills to do transformation the way I do transformation. We will then invite you to a new hub. You'll keep access to this one, and then we will invite you to a new hub. And that's where you're going to find the complete coaching business system, the toolboxes with all of the sort of coaching modules and coaching session plans, questionnaires, and exercises that address the 7 most common things people and businesses come to coaching and consulting for. And then we will have a third module for a third hub for the ongoing membership. So we were calling it the income growth membership. I'm leaning to call it the business mastery membership right now, because we will have a lot of business mastery sort of 101 modules in there, in addition to the business and money coaching that, these coaches that you admire who are constantly increasing in income and constantly growing and molding their businesses. They all have business and money coaches. And so my intention with that membership is to give you your own ongoing business and money coach, so your business can keep growing and your income can keep growing without getting stuck or plateaued. So you're going to get 3 separate hubs over time. And right now I want you to focus on this one. So I'm only inviting you into this one. Okay. Does everybody kind of get what's going to happen? I want you to know. Does that make sense? Did that make sense, Sarah? Oh, the one thing I didn't mention is that you will have a graduation project to complete your certification. We're not sure what it is yet. We have ideas.
We have ideas.
So you're going to have a choice. You'll have multiple choices. One thing that we're thinking about is and I would encourage you to do, just for the sake of learning, is to journal your experience through this program. And if you really want to just train yourself, use this program as an opportunity to unlearn your old resistance habits, video journal your way through this program. Go live on your social media channels right after this and be like, I just did the opening ceremony. You know what I mean? And say here's how I'm feeling and here's what my thoughts are, and do it. Keep a journal of your experience. If you can do it on video, even better. If you can do it on social media, even better. So you can bring people who care along with you. And you will learn a bunch of stuff about social media at the same time. Don't worry about getting 1 million followers. You don't need it. Don't worry about trying to be Kim Kardashian. She already exists. All you need to do is be you and share your transparent experience. All right. So that for sure will end up being one option, is if we can see your journaled experience, lived, felt experience in this program. I think one of the other options we're going to give you is to make almost like your own homepage video that shares a little bit of your a short video that shares your own story, and who you are, what kind of coaching or consulting you do, how you integrate your experience with the Tara-Nicholle method, and that sort of thing. But we will let you know. There will be a project that you need to do to become officially certified. You need to complete all of the modules and then also the project. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna, you guys that love to go deep, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna learn about root cause insight and the process of breakthrough inquiry and bibliotherapy, and how to do core trance work and narrative upgrading and archetypal work and how to teach ritual and activations. And then in the toolboxes, you're going to learn the congruence codes, but the new empowered, awakened version. You're going to learn how to deliver the tools in the inner critic cure, how to guide a client who wants to know what's next, how to teach money metaphysics, alignment-based manifestation. And then there's even some business coaching tools, coaching and consulting tools for you there. It's just juicy. It's just juicy. And I want you to know that there's like a whole team of us that work on this. You are very supported, you are very loved, you are very cared for. It's not just me. There's AJ who's always back there in the admin trying to, solve for problems if you email support at Soul Tour. There's Bridget who helps us on operations. There's Fareed who's building this platform. There's Daniel who works on videos. And then there's like Sarah, which is funny because as I was listing out the team members, so I didn't forget, I actually listed Sarah twice. There's Sarah,
All the places
so
we need.
all of the places. We will have feedback. I would say so definitely ask for feedback. Definitely do not ask the community, ask Sarah or ask me. I will give you some specific opportunities to submit some of your homework for feedback. But ask Sarah or ask me. I want you guys to get out of the habit of asking people for feedback who are not your target audience. So unless you coach coaches, you should not be asking this. This audience can tell you what they feel, what they like, and that ain't necessarily got nothing to do with whether your actual best fit customer will buy this or not. And as you know, I'm a fan of launching dirty, which means doing research by offering it to people. Offer the actual offer to your best fit customer. Give them the opportunity to pay you. If no one pays you, you still win because you learned that that's not what they want, or that something about how your messaging isn't working. You're learning all along the way, and the learning is the win at the early stage of your business. Okay, and then you have those one-on-one support opportunities. We've done a lot. I've shared a lot in the IAPs about how to make the most out of this program, and I share even more in the onboarding video series. But I would say one big thing to do, and you start doing it within yourself, is to declare that you are in business and you are open for business. Right? We don't have brick and mortar businesses, most of us in this business. So we don't have that opportunity to cut the ribbon and have your body experience that this place is now open for business. I see that a lot with coaches who are whose results lag for a long time once they are certified. I'm like, but they don't feel like they're in business. And you kind of need to create your own ritual, your own ceremony to declare yourself in business and open for business. So that's my challenge to you as we leave today, is I want you to come to the Facebook. I want you to come up with your own opening ceremony, your own grand opening. What are you going to do to declare yourself in business and open for business to yourself and also to the rest of the world? All right. Because like I said, if you were in the training, you know that I want y'all to launch dirty now. Sherry has already done that. I know some of you guys have already done these launches. You don't have to know what all the details are going to be. You don't even have to know how to fulfill it yet. You'll learn it as you go. We'll do it together. All right. Every one of you has been coaching for free because it's just your personality. I'm just saying you guys start taking some money for it. That's all. Just start taking money for it. That's it. Okay, so I want you to come to the Facebook group. In the next 24 hours, come into the Facebook group and let me know what your grand opening ceremony, where you declare yourself in business and open for business. What is that ceremony going to be? Okay. And just remember all the things that I taught in the IAP. There's no one right way to do it. I want you to journal your way through the program, maybe even publicly, maybe even with videos, or maybe even with, long form social media posts. I want you to take the natural next step. Don't worry about figuring out all of the how. Just let the natural next step light up before you and take a step a day. Ask yourself constantly, how easy can I let this be? And I'm going to give you the answer. For most of us, we could let this entire thing of building this kind of business be so much easier if we just used the relationships that we already have. Just use the relationships you already have. Commit to seeing what needs seeing and saying what needs saying, even within you. And remember that you already have everything you need within you. I'm just going to help dial it up and accelerate it. Okay? Aware in your mind, connected in your heart, grounded in your body, intuitive, receptive in your spirit. That's who you are. Do you have anything else, Sarah?
No, my heart feels so full. I'm super excited.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, we love you. Let us know if you need anything at support at Soul Tour, and look for your first module on Thursday. We'll see you soon. Bye.